All right. So we'll start with 7F, and if you have a look at sector, the plan today would be 7F and 7G. So it's Bernoulli Distributions, 7F, and then we start looking at binomial distributions. Now we have had a bit of exposure to binomial distributions last year, and so we'll find 7F pretty straightforward, and then 7G.1 is going to be a direct application of that. So let's describe what a Bernoulli distribution is then. It has two properties. It's a probability experiment with the following properties. There are only two possible outcomes, okay? And we denote them as success or failure, and you only perform the experiment once, okay? That's what a Bernoulli distribution is. And then the third dot point, that's just sort of a, follows from the first two. P is the probability of success, and then we use Q is the probability of failure, which is obviously 1 take P. So then we've got other properties of them, mean, variance, and standard deviation for formula. All right, so maybe you're familiar with this circumstance. A mother goes out shopping and asks her teenager to wash the dishes. If the variable equals 1, the teenager washes the dishes. If the variable equals 0, the teenager does not wash the dishes. Okay, describe why this is a Bernoulli distribution. So we're 7F Bernoulli distributions. Distributions. So 1A. So it satisfies the two properties of a Bernoulli distribution. Two possible outcomes, denoted by success equals 1, failure equals 0. Okay, so that's the first property that it satisfies. There's only two outcomes. We've defined the variable 1 as a success and the variable 0 as a failure. And the other one is that there's one trial. We're only performing the probability experiment once. The mother's going out to the shops on one occasion, and so she's checking to see if the teenager will wash the dishes. Okay, given the probability that the teenager will wash the dishes is 0.32, draw the distribution. Okay, so our events are 0 or 1, failure or success, and we have a 0.32 probability of success, which means the probability of failure, 1 take away 0.32, give us the 0.68. All right, find the mean, standard deviation, and variance of this Bernoulli distribution. Okay, so the mean is just E of X, which is equal to P. All right, we know how to do the mean of the probability distribution here, and look, 0 times 0.68, that is 0. 1 times 0.32 gives us 0.32. So the mean is 0.32, and we're also told in the dot points that Bernoulli random variable x has mean equal to p, probability of success. So obviously true. The variance is p times q, which is 0.32 times 0.68, and I'll evaluate that in a moment. And then the standard deviation is just the square root of the variance, which is the square root of 0.32 times 0.68. I'll evaluate both of those now. Alright, so I'm just getting those formulas from our dot points. 0.32 times 0.68, 0.2176, round to 3 figures, and then we'll square root the 4 figures. We've got an exact answer, but I'll round it, 0.4664, which is 0.466. Okay, so our plan today, just start with 7F, get some exposure to it. If you look, 7F's quite short. 7G's short as well, but we've got quite a few concepts to go through in there. So our plan is to get to it. I think we'll breeze through 7F and we'll see how we're looking.